Paul. Paul. Hey everybody, welcome back. Today's a little bit of a tabletop review on comp and choke ported choke tubes. You've all seen, this is my 26-inch Stoeger Uplander in 12 gauge. This particular shotgun I didn't really have any good chokes for, so I decided it was time to splurge a little bit. I wanted to have something I could hand someone if they're a guest when I'm shooting clays, since I don't use this particular shotgun very much after getting that CZ that I've shown in a previous video. I wanted to make this into something that would be passable for trap. And long story short, it is. And it's largely due to getting a nice set of choke tubes for it. Now, I'm not going to say that this is unique to comp and choke, but I will say I'm very happy with the product for the money. Basically what these are, if you haven't heard of Comp and Choke before, this is a company that makes ported choke tubes. Do what you will with that information. It's designed to improve your pattern and reduce felt recoil. I will say, after having put a couple hundred rounds through this gun, they definitely do that. I don't know if it's enough recoil reduction for some people to really think it's worth the money, but it does make a noticeable difference anyway. So these are custom made for this the profile and threading on the Stoeger Uplander. You can get them for just about any shotgun that's out there, any pattern of choke tube, all the way from some weird Turkish stuff to your standard Winchester, Mossberg, all that kind of stuff. I opted for stainless steel, and these are competition choke tubes. I got, since this is a short gun, I got a .30, which is the full, they call it a light full choke, and I got a .25, which is the improved modified. What I've noticed with these, and you'll have to excuse me because these are a bit dirty, I haven't cleaned them. This is great for a singles gun. What I do find, which is to be expected with any sort of double gun, is that where the two chokes come together, you got a lot of carbon buildup, which is what you see on here. Now, that's not really an issue because it's not like you're firing both barrels at the same time, but that is definitely something that is, I would say, a little bit of a detriment to the design. And the other thing that I noticed, let me put this back in the barrel here. Okay, they are threaded nicely, but I do have one little qualm with them. When I go and screw this down, the shoulder right in here, okay, where the threaded and machined portion meets up with the outer diameter, when I go to screw this in all the way, the interior portion in the muzzle meets the ledge before this does. So there's, I'd say that's probably between a 16th and a 32nd of an inch from the muzzle crown to this little lip here. I don't particularly like that. That's, for me, that's just, you know, it doesn't affect the way the gun shoots, but it is something that aesthetically, to me, could be done a little bit better. That's sort of my qualm there. The other thing that I think is a little less than perfect is the measurements for the inside diameter on these. While everything down this end is great, back where they meet the pre-threaded and slotted areas inside the bores, if I was to run something down here to see how smooth that transition is, there is a lip there. Okay, so the portion of this choke where it starts with the inside of the bore is a little bit larger than where the bore is, so you're having a sudden drop off there. It's not a lot, but when I go in there, this portion stops, and it should be the same as the bore, and it's not. Now, that being said, it shoots great. It's totally safe. I've taken these to a patterning board. They pattern as they should. So there's really no complaints about them. But there are those little things, which are things that are tough to get right, especially when you're focusing on so many different guns. And especially on a type that has as poor quality control as a Stoeger does. Don't get me wrong, a Stoeger's a nice gun, but it is a cheap gun, and cheap guns are not to be expected to have the same level of quality control as, say, a nice CZ. So, that being said, we've got our comp and chokes. They work great. The report of the gun firing tone definitely changed. And it does feel like it's a lot more stable in firing. And it also feels like there's a little bit less recoil. Let me roll in some footage here and you can see. It's not the greatest footage, but it is something. Alright, so today we're testing out the comp and choke. I've got in the right barrel an improved modified. And in the left barrel, I've got a light full. These are the corded chokes. Both of them are stainless. See how they do. Paul. 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 pretty well. And the only problem I'm running into is I'm not as practiced with this shotgun. So that'll explain the low score. But comp and chokes, overall, I have noticed a significant reduction in recoil. Not a ton, but significant. They seem to be working well. They're patterning great. I'm not going to bother showing you guys the patterning board because they pattern the way that they should pattern. There's nothing special to see there. And that's what we've got. So that just took my little 26-inch Stoeger and made it a serviceable trap gun. Just with some nice ported chokes. Help reduce the arm fatigue. Good job.